Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today I'm going to be ranking my top 10 most wanted LEGO minifigures of summer 2021. Now keep in mind for this list, it's not actually like my favorite minifigures of summer 2021, but it's just the ones that I want the most out of all of these sets that are going to be releasing, and I might not even necessarily want the figure because of the set. It might just be a figure that I want to purchase individually because I don't want to have to get the set included with it, and I've done separate ranking videos as well for a ton of these themes that I'm going to be discussing in this video, so I'll try to remember to link some of those throughout the video and also at the end of it as well, so I hope you do go on to enjoy. Without further ado, let's get straight into it here with the first figure. Alright, so to kick off this list here, we have a figure from set number 76178, the Daily Bugle, and this one is Daredevil right here, and this character is so awesome looking. I love the design that they did for this minifigure here. I really do like this version of Daredevil here. I know it's like the comic book version and not like the Netflix version, but I honestly didn't really expect them to do the Netflix version, so I am glad that they went with this one, and just overall really happy that we have a version of this character now in physical minifigure form. I just love the torso print. I love the face as well. The horns work really well there that they use traditionally for Black Panther, so I do like that quite a bit as well. A little lacking, of course, in the leg printing department, and the arms don't have any detail either, so it kind of blends together a bit, but still, I think it's a really great figure, and I'm just so glad that we now have this character. Then the next figure that we have here is from set number 43111, the Candy Castle stage, and this one here is the Gummy Bear, and this is just such a unique figure. I never thought that we would ever wind up getting a Gummy Bear minifigure, and I just love how they executed the design here. I think it's so great how you have the translucent elements on the head, you've got them going on the legs as well. It would have been cool to maybe get it in the hands also, but I can understand why they wouldn't wind up doing that. It might be a little bit more difficult with that type of plastic to do that, but I do love how it came out on the legs and the head. I love the sunglasses as well that they're wearing. I think those look really great, and I like the purple sort of tint that they have because it matches up with the actual suit that they're wearing as well, which just has some fantastic printing to it. I would have liked to have maybe seen a little bit on the arms, but I still think it works quite well, and I do like the overall design of this one a ton. Now we've got another one from set number 76178, the Daily Bugle, and this one here is Black Cat, just another character that I've been wanting to get for so long in LEGO minifigure form, and I'm just so glad that we now have her in figure form here. I think that she just looks absolutely phenomenal. I love the torso print so much. I think they just absolutely nailed it, and then the face print as well looks fantastic. I absolutely love the look of that. I think the hair choice was pretty well done. I do like that as well. And then also the legs, I like how it's got some dual molding going on there. It's something at least, so I definitely do appreciate that quite a bit. And it just overall makes for a really great design for Black Cat. Alright, now we have another Vidiyo figure here, and this one is from set number 43114, the Punk Pirate Ship, and this is the Squid right here. Such a phenomenal looking character. Honestly, just one of my favorite LEGO Vidiyo minifigures. I did do a ranking for all of those figures, and I just gush about this one, and I'm going to do that once again because it is just an amazing looking design here. I really do love this one so much. I think that the head mold is just one of the best ones that we have ever seen. It is so complex, and I love that they just went the extra mile here with this figure to design that entirely new head there. I think that is just so amazing, and it has arm printing as well. It's got leg printing, torso as well. They just knocked it out of the ballpark with this figure, which is putting in so much great detail. It's definitely one that I want to get my hands on because it's just honestly amazing. Alright, now the next figure that we have here is from set number 80028, the Bone Demon, and this one here is the White Bone Demon herself, and I think this is just such a spectacular looking design. I love the printing on the torso and the legs there. I like how there's a glow-in-the-dark element as well, with the bone piece in her hair there, so that's kind of cool also. And then the face print looks so menacing as well. I love the little touch of blue around the eyes there. I think that does a great job of kind of contrasting against the red eyes, so that's definitely quite cool. The armor piece is nice. I like the overall color scheme of this figure. I think it all goes together quite well and makes for a really menacing design as well, so that definitely works extremely well for this figure design, and I think she just looks absolutely fantastic. Now we have one from set number 75315, the Imperial Light Cruiser, and this one here is the Dark Trooper. Such a phenomenal figure. I would have never guessed that this would wind up being one of my favorites, because I honestly thought they were going to do more of a droid design for this character when they would make it, instead of a minifigure design, but I am so glad that they went with the minifigure route here, because I think it just came out looking amazing. You can see great torso and leg printing there. I love the armor piece as well. I think that just looks phenomenal, and then the actual helmet, the molding on that looks so great, especially around where kind of like the mouth would be, I suppose. I think that just looks so highly detailed and just so well molded as well. It's a very complex looking figure, and I love the very sleek and toned down color scheme as well. I'm always a big fan of the combination of colors of red and black. It's two of my favorites, and putting them together here in a very subtle way just works super well for this figure, with the only hints of red really being on the actual like armor piece there, a tiny bit of it there, and then also in the eyes as well. It just gives it such a fantastic design and just a really menacing look overall, so it's definitely just one of my most wanted figures. Alright, now we get into Ninjago here, and we start off with set number 71739, the Ultrasonic Raider right here, and this is for Golden Zane, and I definitely am so excited to get my hands on this figure. It is just absolutely amazing, one of the best Golden minifigures, and I actually did do a ranking video for every LEGO Ninjago Golden figure, so be sure to go check that out if you want to know where this kind of stands amongst the other Golden Ninja, but this one is just so fantastic looking. I love the design of it. I think that the torso looks really great. The torso actually matches up all right with those legs there, because those legs are reused between all of the 10th anniversary figures, so sometimes it doesn't go together as well, and in this instance I think it actually works. And then the mask piece that they chose to use, I think just looks so cool there in the gold, and then with the trans blue on top, I think that just works together really well. And for once, I think that Zane's titanium sort of color scheme actually goes together really well with the gold. I love how on the torso they use that white and sort of blue bit to kind of separate the two of them from each other. I think that works really well to sort of break up the color scheme there, and it just makes it look really clean. So it's definitely just a lot of great elements coming together here to make for an amazing looking Golden Ninja. Alright, now we have a Seabound minifigure here, and this one is from set number 71755, the Temple of the Endless Sea, and this one here is Benthamar, a character that I just absolutely love throughout the entire run of Seabound. I think he is just such a cool and complex character as well, and I love his dynamic with, of course, Kalmar, so he just introduces a really cool sort of perspective into the actual season, and I love his design so much, so it makes me want this figure even more, of course, because they just absolutely nailed it with all of the printing there. I love the amount of detail on the face, the torso, the legs. I think it works really well, and the toned down sort of color scheme as well for the armor that he's kind of wearing works really well with his actual skin tone, because that's kind of like a more dyed out color as well, which I really appreciate the way that all sort of synergizes together. So I think that works together really well, and the hair piece also is just super great. I'm so glad they used that one. So it just all comes together to make for a really phenomenal looking design and just a super great figure. Alright, now we have the opposing force to Benthamar, a character from set number 71754, the Water Dragon, and then from set number 71755, the Temple of the Endless Sea, and finally set number 71756, the Hydro Bounty. And this one here is of course Kalmar, such an awesome character, one of my absolute favorites from Seabound, and just overall favorite villains of all time. I mean, he's definitely up there for me in my ranking of Ninjago villains, because he was just so amazing, and his design here is just portrayed so well in figure form. I only have one minor complaint with this design, and it definitely doesn't take it down too much for me, but it's around the actual eyes. I don't think that the eyes look as accurate as they could to the actual design. They look a bit more dead here in the minifigure design, but I still love the figures so much. I think they just pulled off the molding so well on the head there. I could not ask for more there in that aspect. I think it just works so exceptionally well, and then the actual printing also just looks really great, and it definitely kind of like matches up a little bit with the armor that Benthamar is in, which I do like, so there's a bit of continuity there between their two sort of designs, which makes a lot of sense, and I think it just all comes together to make an excellent looking villain figure. I love the direction that Ninjago's heading in with making very unique villains. Of course, we've always had unique villain designs from Ninjago, but I don't know how they continue to do it, but they keep one-upping themselves, so I'm so excited to see what's next for Ninjago. But for now, this is just definitely one of my most wanted figures. Alright, and now we made it to the top of the list here, and I know there's been quite a bit of Ninjago here, but I gotta finish it off with just one more from Seabound here, and it is from set number 71754, the Water Dragon, and then set number 71755, the Temple of the Endless Sea, and it is NRG Nia right here, and she just looks amazing. This is a spectacular, phenomenal, just amazing figure overall. There's like every descriptive word that I could possibly use could just describe this design. I love the use of that that tail piece, or whatever you want to call it, this sort of like just smoke piece. I don't know what it really is, because it's used for many different purposes, of course with Mysterio previously, with one of the characters from Hidden Side as well, so there's a lot of uses for it here. But of course with this instance, it's creating more of like a water spiral there, which I think is just so cool. I love the coloring there as well. It matches up really well with the torso and the legs there, which also just look phenomenal. Now I know that with like the actual design, it's not super accurate to the actual Seabound show, but I think that it actually still works quite well within the actual figure. I did do a video kind of going over the accuracy of the Seabound figures, and I touch on this a bit more in depth detail, so if you want to check out my thoughts on that, be sure to watch that video. But I do just really love this. I think the hairpiece is so cool as well. I think that just looks phenomenal. I would have maybe liked the actual ninja mask piece there, the half mask, to be in a darker blue color, but I still think that it works well. It just comes together to make a really epic design that I would have never thought we would have seen for Nia, so I'm just so glad and grateful to have this one here in minifigure form. So overall, it's just my most wanted figure of summer 2021. Alright, so that's going to conclude the video here for my ranking of my top 10 most wanted LEGO minifigures of summer 2021. Keep in mind, once again, these aren't my favorite figures of summer 2021, but just the ones that I want to get my hands on the fastest, because they're just absolutely amazing. They have such spectacular designs and some really cool new molds with some of them as well that I just really want to get to see in person. So there's definitely some phenomenal ones here, and I'll be sure to update you in future haul videos, or just videos in general, when I do get my hands on some of these figures eventually when the sets do release. So I am really excited for quite a few of these, but let me know what are your top 10 most wanted figures of summer 2021, or just even a few of them down below in the comment section. And if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave it a like. Also subscribe as well if you would like to check out some of my other content. It would be highly appreciated. So thank you so much. I will see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.